Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking websites. If you own a law firm or you're the one in charge of marketing, you really want to make sure that your website is up to standards, because after you've spent time getting someone to visit your website, the last thing you want is for people to show up and then leave right away or not connecting, because what you're really wanting is some sort of a conversion. You want people to call you. You want people to download some piece of information you're giving to them. So let me go here and share my screen, because what I want to do is go over some of these sites just to give you some insight. So what I did is I did a search on divorce attorneys in Coral Gables. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to list a number of people that show up here and give you my 2 cents on what they're doing right, what you can copy, and what you probably don't want to be copying. And then I'm going to highlight some sites from attorneys that we work with and just compare. So the first one I want to look at is the law office of Ada Barreto. Now, if you notice, this is a paid ad. This person has 10 reviews. They've done a decent job of paying to get to the very top here. So let's take a look at their website. So if we arrive here, first of all, this has to be the most overused evening skyline view of Miami. Attorneys, in particular accountants, love to use this just so people know that they're in Miami. It tells me nothing about them. It tells me that they're in Miami, but I could have found that out just because they've got a 305 area code. They do have some valuable information, like their phone number, the fact that they speak English and Spanish at the top. I think that's a great idea. But as you go down the page, you notice they got stock photography. This is a good thing. It's a credibility builder, their AVO rating. But I'm going down the page and I don't get to see anybody who works at the firm. And what you want is someone who's visiting your site. Let's say that they got referred to by another attorney, or they've heard about you. I'm not learning anything about you. I'm learning about what you do, but nothing else. So I can go over here to the attorney site. We do have a picture. This picture is not the most flattering picture, but at least you have that. And then you have more stock photography. So what I'm kind of pointing out here is that, here they do have a multi-language, which is a good thing if you're practicing in Miami. Here's the same exact picture. There's no pictures of the office, who works there, things like that. So again, there's little chance that I'm going to connect. I do want to point out that they have a blog. So this is a good thing, but here it is dated February 17th. If you're going to not blog very frequently, here it is April. So they're blogging about once a year. Don't put the name in there, because what you're telling people is that this information isn't current and that blogging is not a priority. So let me go back over here, go down. So here's a second one. This is the Carolyn family site. So site's very attractive. They got the phone number at the top. They have a call to action, schedule consultation, but now they're real big on stock photography. They do have this banner, which does scroll to the person, the main attorney's book. But one thing I want to point out is on mobile devices, and I want to say over 50% of your traffic is on mobile device, people, first of all, won't wait around long enough to see that. And then just as important, these scrolling banners just don't do well on phones. So I kind of recommend against those. They do have a credibility builder. Oh, wow, we have a picture of the attorney. That's the same one here that wrote the book. It's the same exact picture. So my recommendation would be, schedule a photography session so that you can, just have a little bit more variety. And then stock photography. They do have testimonials. That's a positive thing. They do have some blogs. And the nice thing about the blogs is you see by the dates that they're relatively current. So they are providing information. This is good to get you listed in search. It's also good, probably shown more prominently so people can, oh, look, there's information. Maybe I can learn something, and again, create some sort of connection with them versus other attorneys that they're talking to. They have a divorce, family. It's good that they've divided these up. So when people are going through here, they see the different things you practice. This is better than having them all in one page, because on one page it's difficult to get Google organic search listings, because you can't optimize a page for a lot of different keywords. So you typically want to have one page for divorce, another page for let's say reproductive law, another page for child custody, another page for prenup agreements. So the more you separate that out, the better. I want to go through another one. This one kind of has the same situation as the previous one. We do have pictures of the attorneys. Those are the only pictures they've taken. Again, it's the same headshots. So at least there's some information, but really not that much. I do like this approach. They do have very focused pages on specific topics. So same-sex marriage, if anybody's searching for that, your likelihood of getting ranked higher is much better. And that's pretty much all I have to say for this one. Now, let me show you, this is a client that we've worked with. And I like the fact that they're featuring all of their team members. They are using a scrolling banner. It's not terrible, even if you're on a phone, because we're seeing people, and people do business with people. It's important that they see that. If you keep scrolling down the page, we have pictures of, I'm assuming, the top 3 attorneys. These are actually the 2 folks in the URL, so that's the name of the firm. Here's a third partner. So that's good. They talk about the locations they serve. Here's pictures of their buildings. This is always positive because sometimes people recognize, for example, this is, Waterford. Anybody that's driven near that part of the airport will, maybe recognize that sign. Here's a building in Lakeland. So that's comforting. Now, if we go here, we look at our team, more stuff about the people. This is always a good thing. There's a nice touch. When I walk into this office, I am likely to see people that I recognize. It also shows that there's a lot of people working at this firm. So this isn't like a really small thing. Now, they have their different types of law here itemized in different pages. They have some stock photography, which I don't think is a bad touch. I think they could up it just a little bit if they had more like action shots of an attorney talking to a client or something like that. So I see a little bit more about their office and them from different angles. But, now I'm getting really nitpicky. So that gives you an idea. There is no blog here. That would kind of be handy. But, all in all, it's a good experience when people arrive here. Now, let me show you this site. Now, this is a site that I really like. I'm going to refresh this so you see where the banner begins. This is, the firm's managing partner. So this is Vasquez Lara. This is Vanessa herself. If you go down the page, stock photography, that's okay. But look, they've got a video, some stock photography. That's not so bad. I really like this video. While we're waiting for that to start, they have a click here so you can start a chat and actually talk to someone live. I think that's a nice touch. Let me grow this. So this is really nice in that it positions the attorney as an authority. They're explaining something. So this is what I call a vlog, a video blog. And again, you're positioning yourself as someone that's credible. If I'm a layperson, I'm someone that's not really well versed in the law. You're teaching me, you're giving me something for free. And, that's something that I know I appreciate. If you look in here, you can see that they've got a blog. They're posting once a month. That's a nice pace, I think. Because I'm broadcasting on video, it's a little slow to download the images, but there are images to go with each of these. Let me go to another page here. And you'll see that each one of these is a video blog on a specific topic. So, this is the same one that we were looking at before. if I go here, what exactly does probate mean? So here's a video coming up. I can play this. And again, we have Vanessa, talking about it. It's a pleasant background. So it looks like she's in her office. And again, she's establishing her authority. Oh, I'm sorry. It's one of the other attorneys in the practice. So you're teaching. Now, video is so engaging. It tells so much about you. I can hear you. I can see you talking about a topic. I see you as the expert. Don't shy away from video if you've never done video before. I mean, I've probably done more video than I know, than you can ever see. But once you kind of get in the hang of it, once you get your lighting right, once you have your background decided upon, just go with it. What people want is to see you in action. Don't start quoting law books and, cases and precedents. What people want is to learn from you, so that when people are clicking around, and keep in mind, people are starting with something like this with a list of names, most of which they don't recognize. And what you want to do is differentiate yourself from the pack. You want to be seen as different. You want to be seen as a resource. You want to be seen as someone that's generous with their advice, so that, all things being equal, you stand out over the crowd.